You know, it's pathetic, it's painful, it's a sorry situation. It's indescribable.
Jasper Chimegogo is the leader of the Young Stars Ablaze, a youth-based outreach ministry of over 21 years.
Young Stars Ablaze first started as a youth organization, and then we developed into a mission agency. When I left the church setting, I had to work under that youth organization. So we moved it from White Saint as Young Stars Ablaze International for Youth to White Saint Mission Outfit.
Jasper started out as a music minister and later transited into the pastoral ministry.
Towards the end of 2002, I began to pray, seeking the face of God for what next, and I had a revelation that God was leading me to the apostolic.
Jasper was not sure what the apostolic was all about, so he went to England for training.
So while I was studying and praying, the lecturer told me to go to another school to take part-time lectures on mission, having explained that a missionary is one who is sent, an apostle is one who is sent. So if God has spoken to me about the apostolic, he actually has called me to do missions. And whereas it's not too different, ministry is not the same thing as mission. A missionary is somebody who does ministry in a different culture. So apparently God was telling me as an apostle, he was sending me to a different culture other than what I was used to for 30-something years.
Jasper was not so sure what culture God would send him to, but it soon became clear when he was writing his thesis on the effects of wars and displacement on women and children.
My mentor said the war in Uganda just ended. So if you want to get information about war and displacement, women and children, there's no better place to go to but to go to Uganda. So first I went there to write my thesis, but when I got there, I got it clear that God was calling me to these people. It was more than just an academic work. It became a passion, it became a vision to help those women and those children.
Jasper says the images he saw on his first visit to Gulu district in Uganda have stayed with him for over 15 years.
I was born in the midst of the war, the Biafran-Nigerian war, and so I didn't know much of what happened, but I heard stories. But to get to Gulu in Uganda, the things I saw, it pained my heart. And then it hurt me more when I found out that they were mostly Christians. These were believers. They loved Jesus. In one of our videos, once we started singing and praising, everybody began to dance. When it was time to go home, nobody would go home because there was nowhere called home. Many parents were not sure if their children were dead, and many children were not sure if their parents were dead. Several children were homeless. Several women were widowed.
Jasper says he has since had a passion to make a difference in the lives of the women and children who had no certain future.
I wanted to know how to help these children. I wanted to know what the church, the body of Christ, was doing to help these children.
Jasper and Y Saint started a yearly campaign to provide food and counseling to the women and children. With the involvement of other agencies, he says the situation is changing.
I should say there's improvement, but let me say I expected more than I'm seeing, because I wanted to see the church more involved in the lives of these people. And I can't say I'm seeing that. The church in Uganda is trying, but again, a poor church cannot really do much. I believe that the church can help the churches in Uganda. Every day till now, there are children gathered in churches sometimes 24 hours, praying for sponsors. They're just looking for sponsors. What are you looking for? They're looking for food. They want to go back to school. Many of them don't have parents. So looking for sponsors means they want someone to help them go back to school. They want someone to help them with food. They want someone to give them a roof over their head. That's just basic. They're not looking for things our children are looking for. They're not looking for designer shoes, designer clothes, anything we do. I want the church to start thinking about ways to sponsor churches in those regions. It will help the children, it will help the widows.
Jasper and Y Saints have since taken responsibility for the welfare of some of the orphans in the community.
We are not doing much, again, because we are limited. But the most important thing is I'm there. I'm there to cry with them. I'm there to pray with them. I'm there to hope with them. And then the other part is a few friends give support. So we have approximately 45 children that we have sent back to school. And we're helping feed them. And now we are trying to build a home for them in Uganda. We've been doing that for the last 5 years. And now we just got to the roofing level, which is the big one. And so we are doing little. We could do more if we get help.
While Jasper says the children still need a lot of assistance, his involvement with helping them has brought him a lot of satisfaction.
I have opportunity to have all the luxuries, but when I go to US, what do I do there? I go there to work. And when I work, I go back to help. So what do I get out of it? The joy of seeing the children, they are happy. And when they see me, they call me daddy. So these children have become my children, many of them. And the joy I have is when I see them and they come around me and they are happy and they tell me stories, and many of them now speak some kind of English. That's what I get out of it. If I need to get something more than that, it will be heaven. But we'll make it to heaven, then I'm getting something great out of it. But I get the joy that the children have fathers, the children have what they need. That's what I get out of this.
Jasper has a word of wisdom for everyone about setting the right priorities in life.
Well, I think it's important for people to know that you are not great by what you have or by what you do for yourself and your people. You are great in the sight of God by what you do for those who may never have the opportunity to thank you. I want to encourage everybody to think about helping someone who you may never meet them. You may never get a reward from them, but you get your reward from God, and that is true greatness when you help those who may never help you back.